It's 11 p.m. Your niece's birthday party is tomorrow. You suddenly realize that the birthday gift you ordered last minute, a toy she's been talking about for weeks, still hasn't arrived. Your heart sinks as you frantically check the order details. Dread creeps in. What if it doesn't come in time? You imagine her face tomorrow, disappointed, the one gift she wanted missing, and the guilt tightens your chest as the clock ticks on. You need to know, will it arrive at her house in time for the party? Or is it going to be a panic trip to Walmart early in the morning? Your mind races as you picture her face tomorrow, disappointed, searching for the one gift she's been waiting for, only to find it missing. You check the website, but you can't be sure. Normally, you'd have to wait until the morning to get a reply from live support, but instead, an AI agent steps in. Within seconds, it answers your question. The gift will arrive by 11 a.m., just in time. You breathe a huge sigh of relief, imagining her happy smile as she tears open the wrapping paper, her face lighting up when she sees the toy she's been dreaming about. Crisis averted, and your favorite aunt or uncle status is not only secured, but upgraded. My name is Mike. I'm one of the founders of MyAsk AI, and we build AI customer support agents for e-commerce businesses. Let's start with the basics. What is an AI customer support agent? An AI customer support agent is an agent that has been trained on all of your company knowledge. It knows everything about all of your FAQs. It might have looked at your historic tickets, and it's going to use that information to automatically answer user questions as they come in. AI agents can be integrated into a number of different places. You can either have your own chat widget for them, you can use them as an integration for other widgets, or you can have them in support inboxes and ticketing systems. One of the real benefits for AI agents is that they allow a human handover. This means when the AI is unable to answer a question or they're unable to support a user, they can pass that ticket over to a person. This means you get the best of both worlds. All the easier, simpler questions get answered immediately by the AI, and then the more complex questions get passed over to a human where they can give the real personal touch. You've probably all heard of Klarna. Now, last year, Klarna started using AI agents for their customer support. Now, in 2024, they quoted 2.3 million conversations being handled by the AI. That's the work of 700 human support agents, just gone. As a result, their average response time has come from 11 minutes down to 2 minutes. Now, obviously, this also impacts the bottom line, and they're seeing $40 million in additional profit as a result of introducing AI agents to their work. Now, Klarna are a great example of a big company using AI to really impact their business. However, now you don't need to be one of these big companies. AI is so much more accessible to small companies. Everyone can have a ChatGPT subscription, and now everyone can have an AI agent for their customer support as well. One of our clients, Switch, who are one of the biggest European e-bike conversion companies, are already seeing 93% of their tickets being resolved automatically by our AI agents. Now, they're not a huge company like Klarna, but if they can do it, it shows that anyone else can do this right now. A recent survey by HubSpot showed that 70% of customers expect instant responses. Now, this didn't used to be possible. There was no way you could scale that level of support. It is now with AI. VentureBeat are forecasting that AI support can result in 30% decreases in customer support costs. And Forbes are already projecting that 80% of customer support interactions are going to go the way of AI in the coming years. By the end of this session, my goal is to give you a clear roadmap to using AI agents in your customer support. Now, as a result, that's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, and it's going to give a better customer experience because customers can get instant answers to their questions rather than having to wait hours or days to get an answer. So I'm going to take you through a 3-step playbook for how you can start using AI for your customer support in your e-commerce business. The first stage that I'm going to take you through is how to optimize your knowledge base. This is the thing that your AI is going to be trained on, It's going to think that it answers questions from. So we want to make sure that it's got a really good grounding and knowledge that it can answer questions from. The second thing we're going to go through is going to be using your internal data. So using user data and connecting your API so you can pull information about order statuses, about tracking, about addresses. So your AI can answer all those questions without a human having to be involved. And finally, we're going to go through actions. Actions are where the really cool stuff happens, because that means that the AI can start doing things on behalf of your customer support agents. This means that they can start automating refunds, changes of addresses, or just checking or tracking orders. So we're going to go through all those three things really slowly, really easily, at a really high level. So enjoy. A strong knowledge base is the backbone of really good AI customer support. That doesn't mean it has to be a really extensive help center. It could just be a simple set of FAQs, but it has to ensure that it's going to cover off most of the questions that you're going to get from customers. An AI agent is only going to be as good as the information that it can access. And you're going to get most of the responses from your AI agent from good quality FAQs or help documentation. If you haven't trained someone about your company, how to deal with certain situations, they're not going to be able to answer questions. Now that's the same for an AI agent. If you haven't told it what to do in certain situations, you haven't told it how to initiate a refund, it's not going to be able to answer those questions. So whether it's answering FAQs, tracking order statuses, or knowing how to initiate a refund, all that information needs to be in your FAQs or your help docs, so you can add this to your AI agent's knowledge base. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of how you can improve your knowledge base to better prepare it for AI agents and automation. So the first thing that you're going to do is ensure that any article or FAQ is going to be concise but specific. You want to be writing as if you're writing for someone who's never seen your product before. Imagine you're just talking to an alien. If the information that you've given to the AI is really verbose, it's really complex, there's lots of detail, but it kind of meanders around, it's going to be very hard for the AI to actually understand how to answer a question on that. However, if you were to make it really pointed, really specific, with good context, it's going to find the answer a lot more easily. And then it's going to be able to serve that answer up to your customers too, in a really simple fashion for them to understand. The next tip I'm going to give you is one article is one topic. Now, what we don't want to do here is mix lots of different types of knowledge together, because not only is that confusing for a person, it's even more confusing for AI. And so what we want to do is ensure that each article just talks about one thing. For example, instead of having one article that talks about how to reset your password and change your email address, you should split these out into separate articles. One of how to reset your password, one to how to change your email address. This then means that the AI sees these completely distinctly and can pull them back when relevant, as opposed to pulling both back and potentially giving unnecessary information to the user. For example, if you've got an FAQ that talks about how to return a product, instead of just having the FAQ, can I return a product? And it's saying yes. Instead of that, you want to have it saying, can I return a product? And it's saying, yes, you can return the product, and here's how you can do it. That means when the AI finds this bit of knowledge and tries to answer the question, it's going to have more context and it's going to give a better quality answer. Now compare that to a really well optimized knowledge base, one that's got very specific information. This means that when the customer asks the question, the AI is going to look for an answer, it's going to find it really quickly and give a really good, succinct and concise response to the customer that's going to exactly solve the question that they've asked. The customer's happy, their query's been resolved in seconds, and your team can spend time doing the more complex things, the things that really a human should be doing. The final thing you want to do when trying to optimize your knowledge base is ensuring that it's kept up to date. If you've got out-of-date knowledge, the AI agent is just going to use that knowledge to answer questions. Whereas if you were to review it constantly, look for any gaps, knowledge gaps, so things that the AI can't answer, then you're going to get better quality answers. You can do things like uploading all of your support tickets or reviewing the questions that the AI can't answer to ensure that you improve upon this iteratively and you are going to get higher level AI resolutions going forward. Additionally, you can use features like insights in a lot of these platforms to identify product feedback that can help improve your products or guide the creation of new knowledge articles. Over the past 6 months, we've been working with FreeCache to optimize their knowledge base. As a result, this has taken their AI resolution from 63% way up to 77%. The difference here was just a really well-structured, clearly written knowledge base. Now we're going to talk about how you can feed external information via API into your AI agent. Sometimes a knowledge base just isn't enough. It might answer 50 to 60% of your questions just through pure FAQ answers. However, it's not going to answer everything. Now, so many questions that e-commerce businesses get are based on things like order statuses, tracking information, or amendments to an order. So while a well-optimized knowledge base is important, if not essential, it often falls short in dynamic scenarios. These are scenarios where you need access to live information about your customers. Things like real-time stock availability or order statuses. In these cases, integrating external information via API is key to ensuring that your AI agent can answer as many questions as possible and provide accurate answers to customers. For example, a customer might be asking something like, when is this t-shirt going to come back in stock? So in this case, the AI can instantly pull information from your inventory, look up those next reorder dates, and pull that information back to answer the customer's question instantly. Another example is when a customer asks, where's my order? Again, in this case, the AI can look in your order database. You can retrieve that information about that specific customer and it can answer the customer's question instantly. They don't need to fill in lots of forms. They just ask the question, get the answer from an AI. We did exactly this with Switch, where we allowed them to integrate their customer data about recent orders and transactions into their AI agent. This meant that when someone submitted a ticket, the AI had all this additional information to answer the user's questions, which meant that their resolution rate went from 75% to 93%. Now, the final and probably one of the most powerful things you can do with your AI customer support agent is to allow it to take an action on your behalf. Now, this could be for things such as amending some order details, or it could be processing a refund, or initiating or cancelling a subscription, or maybe even making an upgrade. These are all things that you can allow an AI to do on your behalf. This not only reduces the workload for your human agents, but it's also going to provide a much better experience for your customers. Now, there's obviously lots of security and compliance considerations when allowing an AI to take action. We've all heard those stories where the AI has gone off the rails and given someone a flight for $1 or a car for £100. Now, those are obviously things you don't want to happen to your business. And so it's really important that firstly, the AI is secure and it's been tested thoroughly, that the AI can operate in secure environments, and that it's going to protect your customers' sensitive data. For this, it's really important that you've implemented proper encryption, that you've got secure access controls, and you're performing regular audits. But security and compliance is one thing, trusting the AI is another. Your customers need to trust the AI's capabilities. and you need to ensure that there's explicit permission before acting on the customer's behalf. And transparency is key, ensuring that you're really clear about what the AI can do and what it can't do. Now, actions are very early right now, and not many companies are actually prepared to implement them. Right now, we're working with a few of our enterprise clients to ensure that they've got AI actions that are going to start reducing their workloads. Right now, we're only at the beginning of using AI in customer support, and the future looks really bright. Very soon, we're going to see AI being a lot more proactive in how it approaches dealing with customers. This might involve things like when someone's about to make an order, letting them know if there are any expected delays, for example, due to things like Black Friday. Voice-based support is going to be another big one. Obviously, it's still a very popular channel in e-commerce, and we expect people are going to want to interact with devices like their Alexa or their Google Home to ask questions like, where is my order? Not just for their Amazon order, but for any order. Or if they want to make changes to any orders that are coming in, they can do all of that via voice. The goal is to make a real hands-free, frictionless experience. So thought comes into the customer's mind that they want to buy something, there should be no friction for them to purchase. Better AI personalization or upselling. Imagine as a customer's making a purchase, the AI can identify the other products that the user might be interested in, whether from previous order history or from similar products, and it can start to recommend those and maybe even create offers on the fly based on certain permissions that you have that allow it to create these upsell opportunities to customers. AI is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Every e-commerce business now has to be using AI customer support in the next few years. So let's recap what we've been through. So the 3 stages of preparing your e-commerce business to use AI customer support agents. First, optimize your knowledge base. Go through all your FAQs. Make sure they're really clear, they're really concise, and they're answering the customer's questions. Make sure that you don't have any knowledge gaps and that all the customer's questions can be answered. Secondly, we're going to ensure that we can integrate information into our AI agent from external sources, whether that be your database, your order management system, so that your AI agent can answer things dynamically and those questions don't have to go to a human agent. And finally, we want to enable our AI to take action on our behalf, starting by identifying those common things that human agents are having to do, which are really process driven, so that we can create a really good rule set that the AI can use to perform those actions on the human's behalf. If you want to automate your customer support, now is the time to act. The sooner you do, the better you'll get, and the faster you'll learn how to improve the experience for your customers. Start small and focus on those 3 steps that we've just been through, and then as you get more confident, add on more layers.